Hello everyone, and welcome to Tomb Raider NES. This game actually didn't release, it's more of a bootleg, as released in Japan. My name is Steve TV Online, and I think I'm the only person that actually runs this game. I quite enjoy it, and I I laugh every time I play it. And the timing will begin the second that I hit the start button on this first screen. In 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to skip through that opening dialogue right there, and we're going to run over to the right here and enter into the door. When I enter into the door, we're going to go over this way, and we're going to talk to Frank, the Elvis impersonator, who's constantly dancing, and he's going to welcome us to this town, but he also says, why don't you go over into the left over here and talk to Mr. Frank. Or Spark. That's Spark right here. Spark is going to say, hey, there's a tomb. If you want to go, I can tell you about the treasure, but I can't take you there. You're going to have to talk to Ralph. This is Ralph, and we've now talked to him. He is going to lead us over to the place. Not really. And he's going to say, take me with you. So we take him with us, and we leave the town. This is where we're going to first be seeing our enemies. These are the easiest enemies in the game to dodge, but the thing about the enemies in this game is if they can see you on screen, then they can hit you, no matter if you're close to them, if you're facing away from them. As long as you're on screen, they can hit you, so a lot of this game has to deal with a lot of management of your health, because you can, if you die in this game, then you have to restart the entire area, or the entire game over again, if you didn't save. So going down this pathway, you're going to be seeing this pathway quite a bit, because we actually run down to the temple quite a bit here. So now that I've made it to the temple, Ralph is going to say, hey, I led you here, now I'm not going to go any farther because I'm too afraid. So we're going to heal there, and we're going to run over this way, and we're going to head into our first part of the area. So the only reason I believe that this game could be called a Tomb Raider game is because of this section right here. We're going to head over here and run into some mummies. These are the enemies of this area, and they hit really hard, so we're going to try and dodge them as best as we can. So I'm going to make a safety save right here, and we're going to continue on. You're going to see the first thing that we have to do is we have to hit these switches. These switches, we want to change them from white on top to red on top. And then we are going to run over this way, and we're going to go to our first... this is the first puzzle in the game, but it's very simple to solve. We're going to go on each side, and we're going to go up, down, up. And then we're going to go to the next side. So we did the up, then we have to go down here to hit the switch to clear out the pathway for us. So as you saw, I ran away there, but they were still able to hit me. And another thing you're going to notice here is when I saved, the enemies actually spawned in a different direction in a different spot. That's because those are their starting areas when you enter into there. So the unfortunate thing is, if you manage to kill somebody and you go in and you save or you heal, those enemies will be back. One thing I wanted to point out while we're heading over to the next area is that this game runs at 60 frames per second, but it's closer most of the time to a 61 frames per second. There's also no skips in this game that I have been able to find, since obviously I'm the only person that runs this game. But another thing I wanted to point out, as you've obviously already found and saw, is that the music does not change. No matter where you are, it will always be stuck in this 30-second or 20-second loop of music, whatever you hear. So, yes, it is annoying. You only have to hear it once, but I unfortunately have had to hear it multiple times just by practicing this run. So I tend to just tune it out while I'm playing the game. So sorry about that. So now we're in here, we're going to grab our next switch right up here, and we're going to run in between those as long as they don't hit me, we're safe, and we're going to run up top and grab one more. This is, I wanted to run this game just because I usually run serious games for like marathons, and I just wanted something fun to do for a meme run, and I haven't seen meme Tomb Raider games, and I really like the Tomb Raider series, and I saw this online one time, and I was just like, why not? I'll learn to play it, and so that's how this speed run came about. So now we're going to go down here, and instead of going all the way straight across, we're actually going to go straight up, because this door was not open at all until we did all those switches in that order. So in these bags, we're going to grab these 2 bags, and then we're going to run up here, and we're going to go all the way over this way, because we're going to go out. This is the only time we're going to go out of our way to grab something different, because in that bag is actually the strongest weapon in the game, and one of the bags that we just picked up out of those 2 is actually carries bullets that you'll be able to use those weapons for, but the weapon that we're going to be using throughout the entire game has unlimited ammo, which is very fortunate for us. So now that we're here, we're actually going to pull out our gun, and we're going to move forward a little bit and start shooting. This is our first boss of the game, and he's dead. We're going to grab that and continue on. So now that we're done with that first part of the temple, we are going to run over this way, and we're going to head back into town, because now that we have our first treasure from the tomb, we're going to go talk to Spark, who's going to tell us exactly what we have to do with that. But spoiler alert, sorry about that, we're going to find out that Spark actually isn't in town at the moment. He is actually run off, and we don't know where he is, so the only person that does know for some reason is Ralph. So after he left us abandoned inside of the temple, we actually have to go back and talk to Ralph, because he's the only one that knows where Spark went to. And when we talk to him, he tells us that where he has gone is actually the tribal area in the west corner of the town. So we only go into town here to talk to Ralph to take us into that tribal area, because he's the only one that can talk to him and get us in there. But somehow Spark managed to make it in. So we're going to go down here, and we are going to... we're going to take the same path that we did to get to the temple, but instead of going down, we're actually going to be going up this time. It's a little bit shorter pathway, and it's just a lot of running. So this is the time in the game where if there's like reading or donations or anything, they can be read at this point, because, or like jokes, because it's kind of boring with the walking. Because all we're going to be doing here is we're going to be going up here, getting Ralph to let us into town. We're going to go up here, and then we're going to talk to Spark, who then says, oh, you have the chest from the area, but I can't open it up. The only person that can do that is somebody that's right in town. And he's the only person in town, the Locksmith, and the Locksmith just happens to be up at the very top left of the town, so we're going to leave there and once again head back into town. As I said, you're going to be seeing the town quite a bit, and the pathing that I'm taking right here, you're going to be seeing quite a lot. So I'm doing a little bit weird movement there just so I don't get hit as much by the dogs. Unfortunately, they still are hitting me. That's why I save every time that I get into town, because I don't want to die. It's very unfortunate, because then you would have to start right back at the beginning of the game, and I've barely saved. I could save right now just for safety purposes. That's what we'll do. Alright, and then we're going to go all the way up to the top here, up to the bar, and talk to the Locksmith. he might not be that good of a locksmith if he's always getting drunk inside of the bar. So the locksmith agrees to help us out only if we give him part of the treasure that we get out of the tomb with what was inside of the chest, which happens to be a new gem. Each time we progress in the game, we get a new gem that will unlock new parts of the temple. But Laura agrees to it, and we take off towards the temple, but the problem is that we're actually not going to fulfill what we told him. Instead, we're just going to grab the temple, or grab the treasure, and then leave him in the dust. Typical Laura fashion. And now, with this time, we do not have Ralph with us because we actually don't need it, since we know where we're going to the tomb. Which is a good thing because Ralph is very, it's very unfortunate to play and having to go get Ralph every time. So unfortunately you can't heal when you're inside of that area. And I'm going to save right here just for safety purposes in case I die. There's an area coming up here that could potentially kill me. One part of this temple is now that, like I said, now that we have this new gem, we're going to actually run over to the right instead of going to the left this time, and one of the doors that we weren't able to open before is now able to open because of the magical abilities of this. There we go. We got that. And we're gonna run up here and open up this door and into the next area. So this next area is very interesting. We're going to head over to the left first and grab this switch, because that door actually can't open up just yet. We're going to run over to the left, grab this up, and then we're going to run up here. There's only one chest and one bag inside of this room right here. And then I'm going to do this just for the sole purpose of them teleporting away from me and I can run past them. This is one of the only advantages of using that save, or the menuing in here. It helps for enemies to go away from me, but it also can soft lock your game later on, which I'll explain in this next area, because I'm going to be taking another safety save right before I go into this next boss phase. This next boss fight, which actually, the boss fight, if you liked the first boss, is actually the first boss with the same attributes, just adding in an extra one to it. So now we're going to go up here, since this door was locked beforehand. And we're going to run to our right. I didn't fall for it that time. And we're going to go down here, open up or hit the switch, then we're going to run away, and we're going to go up to the right here. Grab this. We're going to grab all of these that we can for safety purposes most of the time. Okay, so right here we're going to make a save. Oops. Right here we're going to make a save, because I could end up soft-locking the game or also dying here. There's multiple things that could happen. So here's our boss. Where I'm standing right now, he actually can't come down to attack me. So if he starts to come down, I can just move away from him and he'll turn back around. He's in a really good spot. He's coming towards me and I can just attack him. And we can put that gun away and grab the bag. Now that we have that, we have to go and talk to Sparks, which is up. But once again, Sparks is going to be gone. The only way that we know where Sparks is by Ralph telling us once again. Don't know how Sparks knows where all of this stuff is, but so we're gonna go over here, and we're going to talk to Ralph, who's then gonna tell us that Sparks is gone, and he's gone to the east end of town. So we're going to run back out of here, and we are going to be doing a lot more running once again, all the way over to the east side of the pathing here. Luckily, we don't have to go into town to talk to anybody. We're just going to go straight there. But I'm also going to be doing another safety save when I get into that town because we have a chance of dying. All these dogs that are in here have a certain strength. None of them are stronger than another, but this next area is going to be filled with dogs that will be attacking us. And I also have to save Spark at the same time. So we're going to talk to the tribal guy. There's Spark talking to us, telling us, hey, can you save me? So then we're going to save here. And we're going to run over to the right, because this is actually where Spark is located, over to the right-hand side. Follow this path, and hopefully I don't get a ton of dogs. I only have one so far. So these dogs attack a lot stronger. So now we're going to leave. Okay, that was really good. So there are no more dogs that should be coming after us. We're going to go follow this pathway down and out. And we're good. So now that we did that, we are going to run back into town and talk to Spark since we saved him. He said that he was going to run back into town, so we can talk to him about where our next step is for town. But Spark might have another surprise for us when we get into town. So we're taking the same exact path once again. And then we're gonna heal up here and go talk to Spark, who is back inside of his room that he originally started out in. Hey Spark, what do you want? Oh, really? Oh, okay. So now Spark got all the way into his room and he realized that he lost his bag when he was running away from the dogs. So once again, we're going on another fetch quest for Spark, and we're going to be collecting his bag that he left over there. So we're gonna head down and go to the left once again to grab the bag. And once again, for safety purposes, we are going to be doing another save. We're not going to be attacking dogs at all. Actually, I might just be able to do that because when we run all the way up to the top up here, there's only going to be one or two dogs that attacks us. And when we do that, it's going to teleport us back to the town. We're going to talk to Frank, who then tells us that unfortunately Frank was killed. So because of that, let me see what I have. Okay, I have the yellow gem. We're going to go and we're going to go into the temple. Or no, what we're going to do, sorry. This is where I always start forgetting. After we talk to Frank, Frank's going to say, hey, there's the bartender knew the last place that Ralph was. So we're going to go up here and we're going to talk to the bartender, and the bartender's going to tell us that Ralph was stolen, kidnapped, and taken to in the southwest part of town. So after we talk to the bartender, that's the only helpful thing that the bartender has for us. And we're going to go in the northwest part of town. So once we get into here, we're going to head straight down. We're going to grab this up. And then head west at this point. And we're going to grab this other bag. Now you would think this is a speedrun, why are you collecting all these bags? Trust me, when you play this enough times, you learn that it's the safest way for you to actually play this game. So now that we have this, Ralph's going to be like, please help me, please help me. And that gives us the cue to do another safety save, because this area is actually pretty difficult. We're going to go up here, and we're going to pull out our gun, and we're going to start firing. Because there's actually a guy over to the right over here that, if we're not careful enough... Okay, we killed him. We're good there. If we're not careful enough, he will kill us. So we're going to run up this way. Oh, crap. Okay. So that was our first step. This is what the game over screen says. If I would have been faster, I would have been able to get out of there. So we're going to go down and we're going to go to the loading and do that same thing over again right here. Alright. We're going to see if we can get lucky enough this time. Alright, we're good. We're gonna get out of here. He was in a good spot that time. And then we leave. So, Ralph talking to us, what he said to us was, thank you for saving me. I will meet you either in town or at the tribe, to the east. Fortunate enough for us, he is only, we don't have to guess, and we go to the closest area, which happens to be straight up back into town. So we're gonna meet him in town, so we can talk to him again, and we can continue on with our adventure. Alright. So now that we're back in town, Ralph will be back over in this building over to the right, where he usually is, and he's gonna tell us that now that we have the yellow stone here, the owner of this temple will give us a staff only if we destroy the creatures. And playing this casually, you wonder what the creatures are. The creatures happen to be the dogs that are in the far west corner of the game. So instead of having a fetch quest for Spark, we now have a fetch quest for Ralph. So, you know those dogs that I defeated earlier that I didn't want to die to? Yeah, we have to go through that whole area without resetting the game and without saving, because, as I said before, if you manage to save or heal, you go into the menu, and when you go into the menu, it causes you to, it causes all the enemies to spawn back. So, as long as you kill them and then leave, then you have the opportunity to, only then are you, have you freed up the, and killed the creatures. So that's why I'm doing a safety save there. We're going to, there's a dog right up here. There he is. These dogs are a lot faster than the other ones that we had before. Okay, that's one. That's good. There we go. That's two. Then we're going to have a bunch more chasing after us right here. There was actually two dogs in that area. Cool. He got trapped. And I believe there's one more dog over here. If not... Oh yeah, there he is. Cool, that was a really good area. So that is the last dog. Now we have to be careful because it is possible to walk back into this town, and if we do that, that causes us to restart the fight, and we would have to go all the way back over here. But we did not walk back in. I made sure of it, and now we can head all the way back over to the west of this town and once again talk to Ralph next to the tribal man. So all of that killing that I did in there actually should have leveled me up once or twice, which allows for us to not get hurt as much by all the enemies that are in this game. So now that we did that and freed up all of the creatures, we are now going to be getting the yellow staff from the tribal leader that allows for me to continue even farther into the game, into the temple. So that's just telling me that the tribal men gave me the staff, as you can see. Alright, so off to the temple we go. We are no longer going to be, we are no longer going to go to the, any other place but the temple. So the rest of the game is going to be spent in the temple, which is good for us because it starts to get boring just walking back and forth. Now we just have to get past the rest of the game as quick as possible because we won't be leaving the rest of the way. Now this is where I get a little bit confused as to where I have to go. So hopefully I lead us in the right direction when I get into here. Alrighty, so I don't have to heal, which is really good. We're gonna go over this way. Alright. I believe I go over to the right, and then down. Yes, I was correct. Alright. So going down here, Ooh, I got hit by the... So as you saw, normally those mummies hit you for massive amounts of damage, but that mummy hit me for only 1 heart. So we're going to go into this area, and we are going to hit our next door that we need to go into. So hitting that will open up this door. It's very hard to miss. Once again, for that one as well, we wouldn't be able to continue unless we hit that switch. So now we're going to go all the way over to the right, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Nope, not yet. Okay. So we're gonna go up. And then we have some more switches that we have to hit. We're gonna hit this one first, and then this one, because I believe we go to the left first. Yes, we do. Then it's gonna go down, up, down, down, up, I believe. Yeah, this is where I get very confused with where I'm supposed to be going. No, it is up, down, up. Okay, it's down, up, and then over on the right-hand side. Whoa, that guy hit me quite heavily. We'll go up here. And we have up, down, up once again. Up, down. So obviously this is just a submission video. I will be practicing this quite a bit. If it gets chosen, I will practice this quite a bit, so I won't mess up as much or at all when it comes to actually running this in the level or in the marathon. We're gonna grab this because I believe it gives us more bullets. We're gonna go around here so they don't hit us. And go in between them. Good, good, good. Once again, run past this guy. Hopefully he doesn't hit us again. Alright. Now we go up. Grab it. And as long as he doesn't hit us, we should be good. To go over to the right. Alright. Now that we got that switch, we'll head over to the right, and I believe we're going to be going down first when we get over all the way over to the right. Down first. Yep, there we go. I knew that there was one way that we had to go down first. There's that switch, and then we'll go up, hit another switch up there. Then we're going to be we're going to be going to an area and saving the game, because it's actually one of the hardest areas inside of the game that we're going to be doing. But if I do it correctly, there's a certain spot that you can stand in order to get past that area really fast. Alright, so we got that. Now we're going to be heading to our door that we could not go into before. Alright, I don't think there's a way up straight. I don't believe. No, there is not. Okay. We're gonna head back down here. And we're gonna go all the way over to the right over here. And then we'll find out who the final boss is. Oh, it's Frank. What are you doing here, Frank? So with that, we're going to save our game, because this is a very hard area. And I'm going to be going all the way down to the bottom here, and I'm going to be firing as I walk forward. And I'm going to go all the way up to the top. Cool. Then I'm going to walk all the way down. I'm going to keep my guns out, even though it makes me walk slower. I can still shoot. They cannot hit me while I'm all the way down in the bottom here. Cool. I got past that on the first try, which is really good. And now, because of that, I'm going to do another safety save, because we are going to head into the final area of the game. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to run all the way over to the left, and instead of going up, we're going to be going down. The game is spazzing out. Gonna head over to the left here and go down. And because we found out who the final boss is, we will be able to, we know what his weakness is, and that's why I picked up the heavy gun that I did. So here we go. Thank you, Mummy. Thank you again, Mummy. So our final boss is up this way. Once we step through there, we're gonna save. Well, what I should first do here is, we're gonna go into our guns. Oops. We're gonna go into our guns, and we're going to put on our strongest weapon in the game. Then we're going to do our save. And now we're going to go up and we're going to talk to Frank. With this strong gun, we should be able to kill him fast if I am able to manipulate him just right. So Frank's disappearing for one reason and one reason only. He's decided to turn into the rock lobster. So if I can get the manipulation on him. No. So I need to heal here. And I need to go down to guns, because I believe I ran out of bullets. double check in here. Oh yeah, I only have 3. If I would have stayed right there. Come on, Frank. That's what I want. Oh, crap! This is the manipulation I wanted. So if you stand right here and just walk up and down in your specific spot, he killed me, that's fine. I walked up a little bit too far. If you go back and forth in that specific area, he'll just go up and down. We're going to go down to here. And we're going to make sure that we go to load and not save. So now we have our best gun out once again. We have to talk to Frank once again. So this is why this end area, unless you get the manipulation, this end area is very difficult. Come back over, Frank. And this time I have the strongest weapon in the game. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, once again, that sucks. Put it in. Sorry about this. We're gonna walk up with the guns in our hand this time. I just wasted bullets, didn't realize you could do that. Come on. Come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Okay, we ran out of... Oh, I would have had the... Ah. Come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Why are you going down there every time, Frank? Got him. There we go. So timing happens the second that I gain control of, or that I grab the bag, or that I walk out of the door. So we go up here, and timing will come up here the second that I walk through this door, and time. Alright, so as you can see, that ending can be really troublesome if you can't do it right. It looks like that I might not grab that weapon in the end, but anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that this is chosen for the Tomb Raider Marathon.